Morning folks, it's me again. My name escapes me at the moment, but welcome to another thrilling adventure with the International Bigshot. Here in northeastern Pennsylvania, we're getting ready for another winter storm. Last night it was called a winter storm watch, which means that bad weather is coming, or they think it's coming. But a lot of times these watches sort of fizzle out. They make the watch and then it sort of disappears. When I got up this morning though, I noticed that the winter storm watch has been turned into a winter storm warning. Which, if you like winter storms, is a good thing. Because it means that A, the winter storm is probably going to be more severe than they thought, and B, confidence level that it's actually going to happen has increased. So we're now under a winter storm warning here in northeastern Pennsylvania. It's supposed to start later today around 5 o'clock. It's a Sunday, so Sunday afternoon or early evening the snow will start, and it's predicted to last until Tuesday afternoon. So it's going to be a very long event, and what I'm doing this morning is trying to get my 8 or 9 kilometer walk in before it actually starts and before it actually gets too messy to walk around in. So anyway, stick around. This is going to be a video that I make over a couple of days if the storm actually happens. If it doesn't actually happen, you'll probably never see this. This storm doesn't have a name, and I'm not really sure they're going to give it one because I don't really know what the criteria for naming a storm is. To set the stage, it's minus 12 degrees. There's almost no wind, so that makes it easy to walk around in. I think I mentioned in an earlier video that it's the wind that makes walking in this kind of weather bad. So minus 12 by itself is not that bad. And the wind is very mild, and I think the wind chill factor is just minus 16. One thing about the storm is if it does happen, the temperatures will rise throughout the day. When I started the walk, it was minus 12, and when the snow actually starts later on this afternoon, the temperature is predicted to be around minus 5, maybe minus 6. So it won't be as cold as it is right now, but if everything is right with the predictions, it's going to be a whole lot messier. Well, I was hoping it wouldn't happen, but it did. The wind picked up, so I'm going to cut this walk a little bit short, head back to the house, and carry on with things I have to do today. I may be going out shopping later, another foot trip. We'll see what happens with the beginning of the storm, if it actually starts later this afternoon. Well, this is the second day of the storm. It's Monday morning. It's about 8:15, 8:30. And I thought I would make my shopping trip this morning, but as I come out, I think the snow may be just a little bit too deep for that. Now, on a normal day, well, what's normal? I would be shoveling snow off the sidewalk. But this is only the first morning of the storm. It's supposed to continue into tomorrow afternoon. So I'm trying to put off shoveling as long as possible because I don't want to do it twice. The next 24 hours are probably going to have more snow than this, much more snow than this. And as I say that, I realize maybe I should shovel the walk, because that means I will have less to shovel tomorrow, or it'll be easier to shovel tomorrow. The real factor, though, will be if my neighbor shovels her walk, and I will then be embarrassed into shoveling my own. So Deb, if you're watching this, try to put off shoveling until tomorrow. There's a lot more snow here than I thought there would be. It's not a powdery snow like we got back in mid-December. Right before Christmas we had a big storm, of which I also made a video, which you can watch by clicking the link up there. This one, the snow is not powder, but it's also not a wet snow either. Since I'm not an expert on snow yet, I don't know how to classify this. As you can see, there's very little traffic on a day like this. The roads, although they're plowing them all constantly, snow is still falling. I suppose they face the same dilemma that I do about plow now or plow later. I think because people do have to move around, plowing now is the only sensible solution. I am going to the store right now. I should have gone to the store last night because the walking conditions this morning are not good. It's only -8. Wind chill factor is -13, so walking is not that big of a deal, but it's the surface that I'm worried about. I'm walking mostly on roads. Sidewalks haven't been cleaned yet. And now that I think about it, it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. On a day like this, I'm wondering if the supermarket is even open. This is the street where I used to live. It doesn't look like it's been plowed yet. Well, we'll see what's going on in the store. I don't think I'm going to be crowded once I get in there, if I can actually see anything once I get in there. It's about 4, maybe 4:30 in the afternoon. It's still light out. It's also still snowing. It's been snowing all day. Well, it's actually been snowing since last night. According to the weather reports, it's supposed to snow through the night and in sometime Tuesday morning. At least the snow, and I think the winter weather warning is being canceled starting Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon at 1 in the afternoon. The heaviest snow is predicted to fall tonight, so even though this is quite a mess, it's not the major part of what we're expecting. Very few of the sidewalks have been cleaned. I did walk to the store this morning, but I didn't film on the way back because it's hard to film and carry 2 bags of groceries at the same time, so that fabulous adventure wasn't filmed. I keep saying filmed, but I really should be saying is recorded. I mean, everybody knows there's no film in these cameras, right? Well, this was a lucky break. As soon as I stepped onto the sidewalk, well, right before I stepped onto the sidewalk, these little snowplow came by and gave me a place to walk. It's easier to walk here than it is on the road, and a heck of a lot safer. It's about -2 degrees right now, and there's hardly any wind, so I can't exactly say it's pleasant to be out here in this kind of weather, but it's not as uncomfortable as many people might think. The really hard part about it is, of course, walking. Some of the walks, like I said earlier, have been cleaned, but most of them have not. And if you do walk in the road, you're walking in piles of slush anyway. So it's really not simple or not easy walking here. I think in an earlier video, or a few videos back, I asked a trivia question of where on the temperature scale are the Celsius and Fahrenheit temperatures the same. I had to actually go look it up because I didn't know what they were. I forgot what it was. I used to know. But it's actually -40 degrees. If it ever gets that cold here, the Fahrenheit scale and the Celsius scale will have the same temperature. Recall, of course, that the relationship between Fahrenheit and Celsius is a ratio. So it's not a simple degree difference, it's a ratio difference. So it only occurs one time where these two temperatures or two scales merge, and that's at the minus 40 degree level. So there you go. You can use that in your next party or your next family gathering at Thanksgiving or Christmas. A fascinating fact from the International Bigshot. Well, welcome to day 3 of Winter Storm. Why doesn't this storm have a name? The last one did. But anyway, this one doesn't have a name. And it looks like this may be the last day of this storm. So now is the time to shovel. The snow is sort of let up. Although from the time I got up this morning until now, it does look like it's getting heavier. But I'm going to shovel anyway, and hopefully I won't have to do it again. Well, my snow shoveling duties are finished. Unfortunately, the snow has picked up again. It was just a few flurries when I started shoveling, but now it's back to regular snowstorm intensity. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to be doing more shoveling later on, which of course not looking forward to. I like to do shoveling once. I don't mind it, but I have to keep on doing it. Then I start to mind it. I'm going to take a walk around town. It's about 9, maybe 8:30 or 9 in the morning on Tuesday. Perfect weather. It's -3. Wind is 0 kilometers per hour, so there's no wind at all. Unfortunately, there's no place to actually walk. The roads are a mess. The sidewalks basically have been cleaned in some spots, but not in others. And even where it's clean, they're getting filled up with snow again. So it's going to be a nice short walk, but some nice scenery. When you look at these pictures, this is a typical, or I should say stereotyped winter scene. But this only happens certain times of the year when, you get a storm like this. Winter time in northeastern Pennsylvania is definitely not like this on a normal day. It's usually just cold. Sometimes, if you're lucky, the ground is dry and the sidewalks and roads are clear. Something like this, the word that comes to mind is calamity, because it disrupts the normal everyday schedule that people have. They're usually home from work. They have other things to do, like shoveling their walks and things like that. But this doesn't happen that often. This storm doesn't have a name. They are calling it a nor'easter, however, on TV. I don't know what that means, but you can look that up. I think it just means big storm, but I'm not sure why nor'easter is the term. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. It's still snowing pretty hard, but it should stop within a few hours. And things are not going to change much from what I've already shown in this video. So I'm going to say that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Oh, And don't forget to subscribe.